Ciao, sono Manu e questo è Italy Made Easy, and we're talking about ways for you to fast track your learning of a foreign language, any foreign language. And today's tip is something that you probably have been waiting for, which is getting you to speak. Now, in the previous tip, I got you to talk to a study buddy or to yourself, and that's something that you can do every day, any minute, even when you're driving in the car. But today's tip is about talking to other human beings who are native of the language that you're studying. Now, you might say, I don't know anybody who speaks Italian. I don't know any Italians. I don't know any Japanese people in town. Probably it's true. Could you find a meetup? There's a website called meetup.com, and maybe there's a group of lovers of that language, or or expats of that language. Go and say hi. If you find like a group of Italians living in Dublin or wherever you are, go there, say hi, just use your Italian. They'll love that you're there, Make friends that way. So use your language, the language that you're studying that way. Or maybe, is there a shop that is likely to have people from that country or that nationality? For example, for Italian, definitely you can. French, Japanese. For some languages, it's really easy, or Arabic, Chinese. Some languages, it's really easy to find somebody who is native of that language in a shop. Think about it. Like I said, if you're studying Italian, can you go and check out Italian restaurants? Now, a lot of Italian restaurants are not run by Italian and there's nothing Italian about them. But if you find an authentic Italian restaurant run by an Italian family, you will be able to talk Italian to them. Find a deli to buy the food of the country whose language you're studying. Okay, so that's another tip. But what if there's just really nobody? You live in the middle of nowhere, there's nobody. Okay, jump online. We're so lucky these days. 30 years ago when I started learning languages, I made myself a bit too old, 25. It wasn't that easy. It wasn't easy. Like, really, it was hard. But now it's so easy. You have the internet. Jump online, and there's a bunch of websites that you can use to talk to actual speakers of the language that you're studying. Now, a lot of language channels talk about italki. They promote it quite heavily. I'm not a huge fan of italki. I'm just really not. Because the idea of italki is that you pay, sometimes a very small amount of money to have a Skype lesson with a native speaker. The problem I have with that is that you are often wasting your time or wasting your money. That's because being a native speaker of a language does not make you a teacher of that language. Now, I'm not saying that as a language teacher trying to say, oh yeah, no, we're the best. No. Think about it. If you're native of English and somebody asked you, when do you use will and when do you use going to talk about the future? You're like, oh, what? You have no idea, okay? Unless you're an English teacher. You don't know stuff about your language because you take it for granted. You can't explain anything, almost, okay? And it's the same for native speakers of Italian, for example. So going to italki and paying $20 to have a lesson with somebody who's not necessarily a trained person, I wouldn't do it. I would keep my money. Personally, that's my preference. But what I would do is I would sign up for a website like Gopy. I'm not affiliated with them, and it's free anyway. But check it out. Gopy is like a language social network. And what you do is you create an account, and then you say, I'm a native speaker of, I'm going to do the example for you. I'm going to use me as the example, okay? So, because this video is about learning languages in general, and I'm always learning a language. So, I would create an account and say, okay, I'm a native speaker of Italian, and I speak English at this level, like I would say advanced. I speak Spanish, advanced. I speak Portuguese, advanced. I speak French, intermediate. I speak Japanese, beginner. I would just describe that. It's really easy. So you just say how much of that language you feel you can use, right? And then it's a social network. So you find people that you would like to talk to. Okay, not in a stalker kind of way, but there's a search function, and you say, I want to talk to native speakers. Let's say I want to practice my Portuguese, because I don't have any Portuguese friends here or Brazilian friends here. I would go there, and I do, and I would do a search for native Portuguese speakers. Now, because I speak Portuguese from Portugal, my accent is the Portuguese version, I usually would restrict my search for Portuguese from Portugal. If I didn't care, and sometimes I speak to Brazilians as well, you know, but yeah, I would just do a search. So if, in my case, I would say, okay, native speaker of Portuguese in Portugal. You can do an age range. I don't think you can do gender, but you might. And then it's going to bring up a bunch of people, and then you look at their profile. And you know, if there's something in common, like you know, if they're into sports and you're into sports, you can send them a message and say, hey, look, you know, how are you going? And I would do that in Portuguese. Now, something important, the search will only bring up Portuguese-speaking people who want to practice Italian. So it's a matchmaker website. It's amazing. It's addictive. But basically, I would find somebody to talk to, make sure that they know that we are, that we have something in common, and then we can do a number of things. So I can type in Portuguese something, and if they're at the other end, like a live chat, we can just have a conversation. It's a stranger, but it's all done in the browser, so you don't have to share your Facebook accounts, you don't have to become Skype friends or anything like that. You just type in whatever language you choose to use. We could do, okay, today we are speaking Portuguese, next time we speak Italian, that way I can help you. Or maybe we can do a little bit of Portuguese, a little bit of Italian, whatever. Okay, so we can do the typing thing. If the person is there or not, it could be like a time delay, like I can send a message and then when they can reply, they reply. But what they can do is correct my Portuguese. And I will actually look, I will see the message getting back to me with like a revision, you know, like my word crossed out and the right word put in. So useful. And that's a native speaker who's just saying, no, we don't say it that way. They don't necessarily care about the proper way, they just are telling you the way that it's used, which might be different from the grammar and the books that you're reading, right? Okay, so the other option is that if we're both online at the same time, we can do an audio chat, like a voice chat, all in browser. So just, okay, let's talk, you know, do you want to talk? Do, and then you just start talking. The best way though is with video. You just press a button and your camera comes on, and in the browser you get to Skype, you get to talk, video call these people, and it's amazing. And you know, so what would I suggest for you? Let's say you've been studying Italian for 3 months. You're at a point, if you've been consistent, that you can probably have basic interaction already. So I would find speakers of Italian online who have good English. So you want them to have, their English has to be advanced or intermediate. Why? Because your Italian is not that good yet. So if they don't speak enough English and you don't speak enough Italian, you're just going to look at each other. And maybe love will blossom, but not a language. Okay? So find an Italian who has good English and then make friends with them, just exchange a few messages, and then jump online, have a video chat, and just introduce yourself and ask them questions. You know, how old are you? Oh, okay, what do you like doing? Answer their questions. And then you can do this with another person and another person. You could do, and I'm just going to exaggerate, but you could do 20 of these introductory chats a week. There's a plethora of Italians learning English online on this GoSpeaky website. So yeah, check it out. It's amazing, and it will make a difference, and it won't cost you a single dollar or whatever currency you use in your country. All right, that's it for me. Grazie mille e ci vediamo nel prossimo video. Ciao ciao. I'm not really sure. I don't understand the difference between this, and they might be able to help you.
Ragazzi, per non perdere nessuna lezione di italiano, attivate le notifiche. Si fa così: prima vi iscrivete al canale, poi fate clic sulla campana vicino al bottone rosso e selezionate questa opzione. salvate e via. Facile, no?